Good day, everyone. I'm Sherilyn, and today we're going to be sharing a new learning experience about the teaching method on second language acquisition. In this video lecture, we will be discussing about a teaching method called as Total Physical Response, or shortly known as TPR. Now, what is Total Physical Response? Total Physical Response, or TPR, is a language teaching method developed by James Asher, who is a psychology professor at San Jose State University. TPR is a language teaching method built around the coordination of speech and action, and it attempts to teach the language through physical or motor activity. This is because Asher believed that when verbal rehearsal is accompanied by motor activity, there is a greater chance of successful recall. Prior to the development of total physical response, Asher considered various theories and approaches, one of which is the trace theory by Katona in 1940. Trace theory holds that the more often or more intensively a memory connection is traced, the stronger the memory association will be and the more likely that it will be recalled. Retracing can be done verbally, either by rote repetition and or in association with motor activity. Another is the use of affective emotional factors. This method is undermining in terms of linguistic production, and that involves game-like movements, thus reducing learner stress, creating positive mood in the learner, and facilitating learning fastly. Asher also linked TPR to comprehension and natural approaches. These two approaches refer to several different comprehension-based language teaching proposals which share the belief that 1. Comprehension abilities precede productive skills in learning a language. 2. The teaching of speaking should be delayed until comprehension skills are established. 3. Skills acquired through listening transfer to other skills. 4. Teaching should emphasize meaning rather than form or its structure or the grammar. And 5, teaching should minimize learner stress. And lastly, Asher also linked TPR to action-based teaching strategy of Palmer and Palmer in 1959, wherein Palmer claimed that teaching foreign speech is likely to be successful if it includes a considerable proportion of classroom work, which consists of the carrying out by the pupil of orders issued by the teacher. So why use TPR in language learning? There are so many reasons as to why TPR is used in language learning. One of which is it appeals to a number of learning styles. We all know for a fact that our learners learn in different ways. And with TPR, kinesthetic learners will benefit because they are the type of learners who learn best through physically doing something or connecting to memory through actions. TPR also appeals to visual learners because they are the ones who take visual cues from seeing the actions associated with the instructions given. Also, auditory learners will be catered by TPR because they are the ones who will particularly benefit from songs in which the words and rhythms associated with movements will be memorable to them. That's according to Riley and Ward of 1997. Another is that TPR is text independent. There is no basic text in a TPR course. And it does not even require lots of classroom materials because teacher's voice, actions, and gestures may be a sufficient basis for classroom activities. Another is that TPR is enjoyable, fun, and interesting. TPR does not put the learner under stress. In fact, its language classroom is full of movements, songs, or stories, and they always have fun and they can always keep their interest in the process. And TPR is bilateral. Bilateral will be explained by these two main features. First is that language activities are carried out in the left brain and physical actions are coordinated by the right brain. So since TPR uses motor activity in teaching the language, therefore, while using TPR in your instruction, learners will be using both sides of the brains. Second feature is that children focus on movements, so they acquire the language unconsciously, which reduce stress of learning a language since they will just be playing, they will just be singing, they will just be following the commands of a teacher. So unknowingly, they will learn the language without the stress. The teacher's role in total physical response method is first, or rather are, first, the model and the director. Since TPR is teacher-centered theory, the teacher models the actions first, and then later the learners will reiterate or mimic the actions done by the teacher. Teachers also provide opportunities for learning, and they integrate language learning into routines and engage learners to react on it. Routines means reiterated speeches. The same thing, mimicking and modeling. Another role of the teacher is that they take on the role of the parents. Roles like giving prompts, setting patterns, playing games, giving feedback, and responding positively to correct answers of the learners. Exactly the way the parents will do it. So learners will not feel that they are in the classroom or they are in the house because exactly they receive the same treatment from the teacher and their parents. For the learner's role in TPR, learners do listen and perform what the teacher says. Because it's a teacher-centered theory, learners will just be there to follow what the teacher says, and they monitor and evaluate their own progress. Now, the activities present in TPR method are classroom routine, visual associations with words that the children can learn and mimic, employ games in teaching like Simon Says and charades. Simon Says is a very fun game for the learners because they will just be doing what the teacher says, who is acting like he or she is Simon. For example, Simon says, "Give me a red pen." Simon says, "Close the door." Just like that. And of course, charades. In charades, the teacher will then do the actions and the learners will guess what the word is based on the action performed by the teacher. Also, TPR makes use of songs in teaching and of course makes use of storytelling in language teaching. For you to have a clearer picture of how TPR method works in a classroom, I have here a sample classroom instruction using TPR method. Let me read it to you. In the review part, This was the fast-moving warm-up in which individual students were moved with commands such as, Pablo, drive your car around Miyako and honk your horn. Jeff, throw the red flower to Maria. Maria, scream. Rita, pick up the knife and spoon and put them in the cup. Eduardo, take a drink of water and give the cup to Elaine. So basically, these are just commands that children or learners can actually do. And in introducing verbs like wash, look for, hold, come, brush, and others, the teachers will use new commands like this. For wash, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your hair. For look for a towel, look for a soap, look for a comb. For hold the book, hold the cup, hold the soap. For comb your hair, comb Maria's hair, comb Sharu's hair. Or for brush your teeth, brush your pants, brush the table. So these are just commands which the learners will follow. And for other items, these are introduced in this way also. For the introduction of rectangle, triangle, quickly, slowly, and toothpaste and other words, activities or commands like this will also be done by the teacher. For rectangle, draw a rectangle on the chalkboard. Pick up a rectangle from the table and give it to me. Put the rectangle next to the square. For triangle, pick up the triangle from the table and give it to me. Catch the triangle and put it next to the rectangle. Catch the triangle and put it next to the rectangle. So it's as if the children are just playing while following the commands of the teacher. And so on with the other words. And then for the role reversal, prior to the role reversal, before the learners will do the speaking, they will be responding to the teachers or the instructors' questions without talking, but only with a gesture. For example, the teacher will say, "Where is the towel?" So the learners will then point to the towel. Where is the toothbrush? One of the learners, like for example, Miyako will point on the toothbrush. Where is Dolores? The learners will point to Dolores, and so on. And of course, for the mimicking part, the role reversal. Students readily volunteered to utter commands that manipulated the behavior of the instructor and other students. So this time, in the role reversal, the learners are the ones giving the commands to their fellow learners exactly the same how their instructor did the commands to them during the instruction. And for the reading and writing, the instructor wrote on the chalkboard each new vocabulary item and a sentence to illustrate them. Then, she spoke each item and acted out in a sentence. The students listened as she read the material. Some even will copy the information in their notebooks. So those are sample classroom instructions using TPR method. As you have noticed, the teachers will just be giving commands, activities wherein the learners will be doing it, will be moving, and then will mimic it, and then their first reaction will just be pointing, will just be through a gesture, and then role reversal will follow prior to the reading and writing. In conclusion, TPR is a suitable technique which is built around the coordination of speech and action. It is to teach language through activity, according to Richards and Rogers of 2001. TPR activities will ensure that young learners can hear the new vocabulary in a meaningful context and respond non-verbally first, just like pointing. according to Pinter of 2006. And when the procedures and theories in TPR are considered cumulatively, TPR is said to be the most effective technique which can be used in foreign language classrooms for young learners and even for adults who are beginners in acquiring the second language. So, that's it, guys. I'm done with my presentation. I hope you learn something from my lecture, and I do hope you'll be using total physical response method in one of your teachings in your field. Of course, in some cases, in some topics, in certain topics. So that's it. God bless everyone and keep safe. Bye.